Hello everyone, welcome back to Success Mantra. Today we will start with a new topic in chapter 1 real numbers, that is fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So what you meant by a composite number? A composite number is a positive integer. Positive integer means it's from 1, 2, 3, etc. up to infinity and is obtained by multiplying two other smaller positive integers. For example, 14 is a composite number because it is formed by multiplying two smaller integers 2 and 7. If we take 6 as a composite number, it is obtained by multiplying 2 and 3. Moreover, composite numbers are not only divided by 1 and itself, there are other divisors for composite numbers. Let's check this chart. This chart contains numbers from 1 to 100, that is the positive integers. 1 is neither prime nor composite because it has only divided by 1. It has only one divisor, 1. So it is not prime, not composite. 2, 3, 5, 7, the pink color marks are all prime numbers because they can be divided only by 1 and itself. And the remaining blue ones are composite numbers because they have divisors other than 1 and itself. If we take the number 4, it has divisor 2 other than 1 and itself. If we take 6, it has divisors 2, 3 other than 1 and 6. So in same way, composite numbers have divisors more than 1 and itself. Moreover, we can represent any composite number as the product of two or more primes. For example, 299 is a composite number because it can be represented by the product of two primes 13 and 23. 360 is a composite number because it can be represented as the product of primes 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 5, or we can write as 2 cube multiplied by 3 square into 5. This led to the development of a new theorem called the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. It states that every composite number can be expressed or factorized as a product of primes, and this factorization is unique apart from the order in which the prime factors occur. Given a composite number x, as per the theorem, we can represent it as the product of prime numbers. So we represent it as x is equal to p1 into p2 into p3 into etc. up to pn, where p1, p2, pn are the primes which are written in ascending order. That is, p1 is less than or equal to p2 less than or equal to pn. If we combine the same primes, we will get the power of primes. Let's check an example. 32760 can be obtained by multiplying the prime numbers 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 5 into 7. That we write the primes in the order of ascending order. Now if we combine the same primes, we get the power of primes. That is 2 cube into 3 square into 5 into 7 into 30. This is called fundamental theorem of arithmetic. This fundamental theorem of arithmetic or prime factorization can be used to find the LCM or HCF of numbers. We will study this by working out a problem, that is, find the LCM and HCF of 6 and 20 by using prime factorization method. First of all, we write the factors of 6 and 20. This you have learned in class 9. That is, 6 is obtained by multiplying 2 into 3 and 20 is obtained by multiplying 2 into 2 into 5. And we can write it as the power of primes as 2 square into 5. Now, LCM is the product of the greatest power of each prime factor involved in the numbers. That is, LCM can be obtained by taking the prime factor from the numbers which is having greatest power. So, if we compare 6 and 20, they have prime factors 2, 3 and 5. And among two, which one is the greatest? Here 2 raised to 1 and here it is 2 square. So, which one is the greatest? 2 square. So we will write 2 square. Now the next factor is 3, and the 3 will have the maximum power here as 3 raised to 1. So we write here 3 raised to 1, and the next prime factor is 5. So the highest power of 5 is 5 raised to 1 only. So we write here 5. So the LCM of 6 and 20 is 2 square into 3 into 5, that is 4 into 3 into 5, that is equal to 60. Now, HCM is the product of the smallest power of each common prime factor in the numbers. Okay, check this case, common prime factor. That is, we take the factors which are common in both the numbers. So if we check here, 6 is 2 into 3 and 20 is 2 square into 5. Which one is common? Here 2 is common in both and the smallest power of 2 is 2 raised to 1. So we write HCF of 6 and 20 is 2. That is the only factor that is common in both the numbers and is having the smallest power. And there is one more relation. For any two positive integers a and b, HCF of a comma b is multiplied by LCM of a comma b is equal to a into b. That is, the product of the given numbers is equal to the product of their HCF and LCM. So let's check that also. That is, HCF of 6 into 20 is multiplied by LCM of 6 comma 20 is equal to 6 into 20. We have found HCF is equal to 2 and the LCM is equal to 60. So 2 into 60 is equal to 6 into 20. We get 120 is equal to 120. And this condition is true if there are only two numbers, and this condition doesn't come true if there are three numbers. That is, the product of three numbers is not equal to the product of their HCF and LCM. So if we have two numbers, we can apply this formula. So let's check the next problem. Find the HCF of 96 and 404 by prime factorization method and hence find their LCM. So first we do the factorization, that is 96 is equal to 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3, that is 2 to the power 5 into 3. 404 is equal to 2 into 2 into 101, that is 2 square into 101. First we need to find the HCF. So HCF is the product of the smallest power of each common prime factor in the numbers. What is common in both? 2 raised to 5 into 3 and 2 square into 101. 2 is common, right? And which one is the smallest power? 2 square. So we can write HCF of 96 and 404 is 2 square, that is 4. Now the question, if we find HCF, what we need to find next? We need to find LCM. So we have a relation for any two positive integers a and b, HCF AB into LCM AB is equal to a into b. So we apply this condition. We get HCF of 96404 into LCM of 96404 is equal to 96 into 404. From that we find LCM is equal to 96 into 404 divided by their HCF. We get 38784 divided by 4, that is 9696. So moving on to the next problem, that is find the HCF and LCM of 672 and 120 using prime factorization method. Here we have three numbers. So first we do the factorization, that is 6 is equal to 2 into 3. 72 we get 2 cube into 3 square. 120 is equal to 2 cube into 3 into 5. So HCF is the product of the smallest power of each common prime factor in the numbers. So what is common here is 2 and 3, and the smallest powers of 2 and 3 are 2 raised to 1 and 3 raised to 1. So HCF of the numbers is 2 into 3, that is 6. And LCM is the product of the greatest power of each prime factor involved in the numbers. So we take each factor's greatest power. So we get 2 cube, 3 square and 5. On multiplying we get LCM is equal to 360. So moving on to the next question, consider the numbers 4 to the power n where n is a natural number. Check whether there is any value for n for which 4 raised to n ends with digit 0. First of all, we do factorization for 4 raised to n. 4 raised to n can be rewritten as 2 to the power 2 raised to n. That is, the only prime factor when factorizing 4 raised to n is 2. In the question, it is given that if 4 raised to n value ends with 0, is there any chance to divide it? We know that if a number ends with 0, it can be divided only by the prime factor 5. But when factorizing 4 raised to n, we haven't seen any prime factor other than 2 in the factorization. So if the number 4 raised to n for any n were to end with digit 0, then it would be divisible by 5. That is, the prime factorization of 4 raised to n would contain the prime 5, but there is no prime factor 5 in the factorization of 4 raised to n. So there is no natural number for n which 4 raised to n ends with the digit 0. Thank you all for watching my videos, and in the next video I will come back with more exercises on fundamental theorem of arithmetic.